Hi guys, so today we are going to learn how to use the Libby app to download ebooks and audiobooks. First, you need to get the Libby app. So you can either go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and get the Libby app. And you can install it on your iPad, on your phone, pretty much any device. And you'll also need your library card. So be sure you have your library card with you. If you don't have a library card, just email me at jrios@walpoletownlibrary.org and we'll get you a library card. Okay, so let's get started. So when you first open the app up for the first time, it's going to, of course, ask you, do you have a library card? So we're going to say yes. And then we're going to look our library up. So we're going to search for our library. We're going to put in our zip code. It's going to search and it's going to find New Hampshire State Library. So we're going to click on that. We all share the same downloadables through the state. And now it's going to ask, where do we use the library? So we're going to choose a location. And we're going to go through this huge list of New Hampshire libraries. I had no idea there were so many libraries in New Hampshire until we find Walpole. And then we're going to put in our card number. And this is the only time you'll have to put this big long number in. So it will save it after this. So then we're going to say sign in. All right, so we are now at the library. You can rename your card if you want. You can put your name in. It should already have your name in, but if not, you can just rename your card, no problem. All right, now we're going to say next. And here we are at New Hampshire Overdrive. So there are two things that you can do. Usually on this front page are the most popular titles in the collection. And you can go ahead and click on one of those and see. So this is an audiobook. We know because it says audiobook here, but also it has this cute little headphones thing. So that means it's an audiobook. If you want to borrow this audiobook, you simply click on borrow. And you have two options. You can borrow for 7 days, or you can click on here and you can borrow for 14 days. The audiobooks automatically, well, the ebooks too, they automatically return. Most of them do not have a renew option. If they do, they'll email and let you know, but most of them do not have an renew option. So I usually choose the 14 days because you can always return them early. All right, so I've said 14 days. Here's my card. I'm going to say borrow. It's downloading to my device. All right, so I can keep browsing. I can open my audiobook up right now and listen, or I can go to my bookshelf and see if my book is there. Now, when I open my audiobook, sometimes, depending on your connection, it might take a little bit of time for the audiobook to download. Ebooks go very quickly because they're just text, but audiobooks go a little slower. All right, so here's my book. I'm ready to listen. All I do is push on this big play button.
Penguin Random House Audio presents
and my book starts.
Blind, a Jack Reacher novel.
When I want to pause it, I just hit pause. It will remember where you were, so you don't have to worry about that. Up at the top here, you can click on timer. Excuse me, not timer. You can click on speed. So the speed of the book will be 1 time, or if you like to read it faster, which some people do, you can click and it will be faster. Like let's say we put it at 1.75. Now listen to the difference.
Read for you by Dick Hill. So far in our history, nearly 2 million per...
So I like to listen to mine at 1. When if that's the case, you don't need to do anything with this. It automatically plays at the regular speed. There's a sleep timer. So you can do 30 minutes. And that way, if you want to listen while you're falling asleep, it'll stop after 30 minutes. You can make a note. If there was something you wanted to note at this particular time in the book, you can make a note. All right, so that is the audiobook. Simple. You can also go back 15 minutes.
Presents Penguin Random House Audio.
Or
Presents
you can go forward
awarded.
15
This
seconds.
book is respectfully dedicated.
Okay. So let's go back. All right, so we've looked at this, but we think, there's some other things that we want to look at also. We want to look for a specific author. So let's go up to this magnifying glass, and we'll click on there. And let's say we want to find a book by Nevada Bar. All right. I just listened to What Rose Forgot by Nevada Bar, which was a very good book. All right. So we go here and it's searching. You can tell it's searching because it's doing the little time thing. All right. So up comes the 2 formats they have Nevada Bar in. They have it in an ebook and they have it in an audiobook. But when we look at these, you can see that both of them say place a hold. That means that the books are not available right now. The books are just like regular library books. If someone has them checked out, you can't check them out. Now, New Hampshire Overdrive does have multiple copies of books. So if you wanted to place a hold on one of these books, you simply click on place a hold. It comes up. It tells you a little detail. If you place a hold on this title, it should be ready for you in about 2 weeks. There are 4 copies in use. 3 people are waiting. 1 person is waiting per copy. That's not so bad. So if you want to do a hold, then you just place hold. When you are up for that hold, they will email you and let you know that the book is on hold for you. All right. So that didn't work out. So we're thinking, maybe we want to go back and do a little bit of exploring at the library. So let's go back to the library, scroll up to the top, and let's click over here to explore. And here we have lots of different categories. And we have my absolute favorite category, which is what's available. Because usually when I'm coming here, I want a book now. I don't want to wait to be on hold. So I'm going to click on what's available. And it's going to ask me, do I want all? Do I want to just look at books? Do I just want to look at audiobooks? Or do I want to look at magazines? Because there are magazines here that you can look at. So let's take a look at the magazines. So there are 511 magazines. That is a lot of magazines. You can probably find just about anything you're interested in. So let's see. I think I'm going to look at A Taste of Home. I'm going to click on that. And if you don't want this month's issue, you can say select another issue. And we can look back at the different months. So let's say I want the December issue. All right. And then I say borrow. And then I say borrow again because I want to make sure which cards it's on. And it's downloading. We can tell by this round circle that's going around. All right, open the magazine up. It's a coming. All right, so there we go. In just a minute, our magazine is going to come. So what we can do is click Takes a minute to load, especially if you have a slower connection, because magazines have they're all pictures. So, but you just click on the side to turn the page. If there's something that you wanted to look more at, if you click on it, you can zoom. Here's the zoom right here. You can zoom in and see it. And over here, when you hit the zoom, there's a plus, so you can go in more, and there's a minus, so you can go back out. And then just turn the page, and you're back to your next page. All right, that's because I have a slow internet. All right, so let's go back to our library. So we'll hit the back button. We'll go back up here to the top to what's available. And we're going to keep going backwards because we've looked at magazines. So now we want to see what's available for ebooks. Available books. All right, now all the books that show up are, of course, available. So let's say, now that we might want to do the magic of tidying up. So we know that it's available. So we click on borrow. And you can borrow for 7 days or 14 days. I'm going to choose 14. And we're going to say borrow. And the book is downloading. We're going to open the book. Now, you can open it in your Kindle if you have a Kindle, or you can open it up in Libby. I'm going to open it up in Libby. And just like with the audiobooks, the ebooks, it will also remember your place. So you don't have to worry about it not remembering your place. Okay, so we just click to the side like we were turning a book page. And we just keep clicking for each page. Now, because I have a slow internet connection, it's going very slow today, but yours will go much quicker. If you're in the table of contents and you want to go to something else, you just click on it and it will go to that one. All right, so let's go back. Keep clicking the back button. And let's click up here to see what is here. So basically here is just sort of what you've got. You can see your library cards. If you have someone else in your family, you can add another library card. If you belong to another library outside the state, if you belong inside the state, you'll still have the same choices. So you won't get more choices, but you can still add that card. Okay. Now, down at the bottom here, it says library or shelf. Right now we're at the library. So that's where we go to find the books. The shelf shows us what we have checked out. So let's say I was reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, but then I decided I really just wanted to go look at the Taste of Home magazine. So I would go from, if I was at the book, I would go back and I would go to the shelf. And now it shows me what I'm reading now, but then it also shows me what else I have. I have this cool audiobook and I also have this magazine. So I think I'm going to go back to the magazine, take a little break from my book. I hope that this has answered some of your questions and that you can get started on Libby. If you have any questions or difficulties, please feel free to email me at jrios at walpoletownlibrary.org. Thanks so much. Happy reading.